Week 3 of the fantasy football season. Here's a few quarterbacks I have as sleepers this week. The first one, Mac Jones of the San Francisco 49ers. Mac Jones filling in for Brock Purdy, obviously. And last week, in a plus matchup versus a bad New Orleans defense in New Orleans, 279 pass yards, 3 touchdowns, and a fumble loss. So Mac Jones, he's got incentives in his contract. If he comes in as a starter and wins 4 games, he gets $400,000. And right now, that could be a pushing factor here for Mac Jones. Early in the season, available right now in 94% of fantasy leagues. And this week, not the greatest of matchups versus Arizona so far. Arizona's defense has played good, but if you're in Superflex 2 quarterback leagues or you're really decimated at the position, Mac Jones, you could use as a sleeper this week, because I think he still could go out there, 175, 200-yard range, maybe 2 touchdowns, 2 interception range. Not the greatest of games if you put that out there, but as a sleeper option, someone available pretty much in every league. Quarterback Sam Darnold of the Seattle Seahawks. So Sam Darnold overlooked a lot this season coming into the year with his new team. And week 1, it was a mess for Darnold, no doubt about it. 150 pass yards, 14 rush yards, a fumble loss. And then week 2 with Pittsburgh, he went out there, showed poise. And yes, he turned the football over, but 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And when you got guys like Jackson Smith-Njigba and Cooper Kupp in the receiving room and Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker in the backfield, it's going to help a little bit. So right now, Darnold available in 84% of fantasy leagues. This week, a great matchup versus the New Orleans Saints that can't stop anyone in the first 2 weeks of the season. And another thing with Darnold, if you need a guy in those deep super flex 2 QB leagues or you're decimated as well, I think he could go out there as a streaming option, have a decent game. And the final quarterback, Carson Wentz of the Minnesota Vikings. I think Minnesota, they might be actually a little bit better off than McCarthy, picking up things and learning, because Carson Wentz, we know he's a veteran in this league. Available right now, 97% of fantasy leagues. A former MVP candidate, Carson Wentz, was many years ago with the Philadelphia Eagles. And then ever since tearing that ACL, he hasn't been the same. And now he's been a journeyman backup over the last few seasons, bouncing around. But now he's going to get his opportunity. This week, a decent matchup on paper versus Cincinnati Bengals. And this is going to be a matchup of the 2 backups in Jake Browning and Carson Wentz going at it. It's a lot of injuries so far in the early going this season. We saw Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy, Justin Fields is out this week, Jaden Daniels, we'll see if he's going to play. So just to name a few injuries, and J.J. McCarthy, obviously. Carson Wentz, like I said, when you got guys like Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson, Jordan Mason out of the backfield, and Adam Thielen, a good veteran receiver, I think he could work his way into points in deeper leagues. So that's a few quarterbacks I have as sleepers for week 3 of the fantasy football season.